Okay, my peeps, we're going to really quickly just do a quick Python install. Finding out that some of you don't really have this installed or um, realize what you're doing with this. So let's just walk through this really quickly, okay? Um, let's put real quick here. What we're going to end up doing is installing Python onto our base computer. So we've talked a lot about Conda environments and Python environments and this sort of stuff. That's nice because what it does is it keeps packages separate from our main system. But what we're going to do with Python, our initial install, is put it onto our base system. That way we can use things like pip and all this kind of stuff to set up our virtual environments. And then we'll be able to use different Python environments. So what we want to do is we want to get a solid Python environment for our base one. Because again, this is going to be our kind of global Python we're going to use. So I'm going to suggest we just go with 3.1011 just because it covers a lot of stuff. And then if you need a different Python in your virtual environments, you can add them, okay, when you create your Conda environments or your Python vents, okay? So it's really easy to take a minute. Let's pop on over to our internet here. All we're going to do, we're just going to do a Google search, okay? We're just going to type Python download, okay? It's going to bring this up. You see this one here, Python 3.1011. Let's just click it, okay? This is the one we want. Now, don't worry about any of this. It's easy to get lost in all this stuff. You just want to zone in and look for the Windows installer, okay? Easy. Click it. You can't see it on my screen, but it pops up a download thing. Download it, okay? Should just take a few minutes. You're going to go click on that bad boy, and then it's going to bring up this, okay? So mine says upgrade now because I've already got it on here, but you'll click new install. Okay, we're going to go through these. You don't need the documentation. You can unclick that. You need pip, okay? You can install this stuff, so you're not really going to need it. But, I mean, you can uninstall this too, okay? So don't worry about the PyLauncher, okay? And then you're just going to click next. Okay, so it says create shortcut. So we're going to install it for all. Create shortcuts, fine. This one's important. We want to add Python to the environmental variable. So that means that when we're in our terminal and we type the word Python, it's going to recognize it. Otherwise, wherever this installs it to, so like down here, it's been installed to C Python 3.10. Every time you want to use pip, you would have to type C:\/ Python 3.10 / pip, and all that kind of stuff. You don't want to do or Python and then wow. So you click on this bad boy here. Okay, see there? Add Python to environmental variables. Make sure that's clicked. All right. And then don't worry about the rest of that. Now here's the other thing. It's probably going to give you something under program files or under user. Just move it to your C drive like I have it. That way, if you ever do have to type in the directory to get to it, it's easy. You don't have to type in C:\/ user / username / .app data / all this kind of garbage. Put it on your C drive, okay? And then just click the install. That's easy, okay? So there's going to be, I'm going to cancel mine out here, okay? So you need that to run before you can be running anything else, okay? So if you're going to be running these apps that we're getting, they're all running in Python. So you need the Python thing so that it can compile it and it can do it. Now, let me pop over here. I'm going to hit pause for just a second. I'm going to pop over and show you something. Okay, and so now we're in here and we type things like Python. Notice actually what this does is it brings up this little, these three arrows. This actually puts you into a Python environment so you can actually try different things, okay, and see if they work and that kind of stuff. You can actually just put Python code into here, okay. Press Control Z and that'll get you out of that. But that's how you know your Python is installed, okay. Now when we're doing stuff like creating a Conda environment, we can give it different Python. So we can go Python equals 3.10.6, or we get 3.12.1, or whatever we need. Our base environment has 3.10.11, but now we can still use other ones when we create virtual environments. So then when we get into those virtual environments, we'll no longer be using 3.10.11, but whichever one we set up with that. So that's very cool. That's the difference. What we just did with this install, okay, was we downloaded this and we set up our base Python. We set up the Python for our full machine, okay? Like if there's no virtual environment, if there's no nothing else, that's what it's going to run. Okay, that's what we did. Now, one last thing. When you're installing Miniconda, be sure to follow my video because in Miniconda, it's going to ask you if you want to register Miniconda's Python version as your main one. And you do not, because it will override this one, or it won't even override it. It'd be nice if it override it. It's going to conflict with it. And then, okay, so we just set up your base environment, 3.10.11. Okay, when you're installing Miniconda, follow my video. Do not register that one as your main Python. Okay, you just uncheck that box. Okay, but this is how you got Python going. You're gold. I mean, you can do it now. You're right there with the big boys. Okay. So if you have any questions, hit me up. I have a Discord server. You're welcome to get on there and ask me any question. Okay. So any question about this stuff. So you hang in there. You're doing great, and we will catch you on the other side.